we're waiting for my guy, CB4.
So I truly do think you're getting the two best teams
Mhm.
in the finals. Even though it was kind of a, one-sided in game one, I've been on the other end of one-sided final. I've got my ass whooped in the finals plenty.
Yeah.
It happens. You just got to come back out and have a better mentality game too. You know how
Yeah, no,
it
no, it's true, man. People don't understand that you're going to take some lumps on your head on the biggest stage. And
is.
that's not the question. The question isn't whether or not you're going to take some lumps. The question is, are you going to be able to get back up
Right.
and kind of regroup and get back together? You're right. It has been different, man. Like not seeing these guys run out, and I can imagine what it was like. I got here right when the families were getting here. That's when I got here. So at least you can go there. You see your kid, you see your wife, you see your parents, you see your girlfriend. So that might give you a little bit of a jolt. I can't imagine what it was like those first couple of weeks when you were running out and there was no one that you knew
Ah, dude, it's
there.
probably the worst.
Oh, oh,
Well, it's
yeah.
kind of like you've been on the Olympic trips, right? Yeah, you've been on the Olympic trips. It's kind
Yeah.
of like the same thing, right? I'm assuming that's how it would be because I remember it got to the point in China in '08, just having those experiences where, like in '06 in Japan, it was cool.
Yeah.
You could go out, it's a bunch of stuff, but China. The Olympics takes over the whole thing. There's nowhere to go. So you're going from the gym back to the hotel and everything is there. It's nothing else to do. I'm sure it's a lot tougher in their situation, but that's the closest experience I've had to it that I could even maybe think how it is.
Yeah. Was going to say Jay Williams said something, and I'm never going to quote Duke people. I'm not a big fan. But Jay, Jay Williams said, he goes, this would have been a perfect time for them to do the reseeding, the 1 through 6, because if we would have done the 1 through 16, then I don't know if this would have been the matchup. And I'm like, wait a second here, Jay. Let's break this down. Miami beat Milwaukee, which
Right,
was the #1 overall seed. And
right,
the way the Miami Heat are playing right now, they would have beat the Clippers. So I don't
for
understand
sure.
how he's like, I'm trying to figure out what matchup that he was trying to look for.
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts when people ask you about, like, I'm not a fan of the 1 through 16 because I like the rivalries that you.
Yeah, it kind of gets weird. It does. You do have to have that sense of rivalry. Like you will lose that. You will water that down a little bit. And I'm sure it's not as easy, man. I mean, trying to cross match seedings and stuff, it'll get kind of weird. It'll kind of it pretty much if you look at every league in the world, it's pretty much the same thing. And if you change that, it'll get kind of weird, I think. And yeah, the robbers, you're going to get your, hey, if I want to see the Celtics and Heat again in the Eastern Conference Finals for the 10th year in a row, if so we could get another Cleveland Cavaliers Warrior, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
people want
Want
that
the,
stuff. And I think athletes want it too. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's easy. Yeah, it's a little easier to say, what things could happen, but you have to take into mind what the other effects will be. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
And I was
and
talking about
it's
this.
working.
Imagine if you were Portland and you got Boston in the first round, and let's say you won that series, and then the next round, just because it's 1 through 16, Portland would get New York. Imagine, like,
Yeah, it'd be
like,
crazy. And then like you don't even play that team. It'll be really tough because you don't even
yeah,
play those guys. So it'll be kind of weird trying to game plan for a team you haven't even seen.
yeah.
And how does, I mean, if I'm playing for Miami and we have to go to Portland, you know,
That's a
I mean,
6 hour
damn,
flight.
that's and then yeah,
Flight.
damn, what if your strength of schedule is a little tougher and that means you've got to go instead of being number one. I think they did that when we were they tried to do that reseeding thing when we were
Yeah,
playing, back in the Miami days. And
yeah.
according to that, we were second in the East, but we would have had to go to Portland.
No.
And it's like, yo,
Oh,
that's a setup.
yeah. That's a setup. That's a setup. You don't want that. But I wanted to talk to you about some other stuff, man. You've been getting into music recently. spending some more time. I know it's retired life. You start to figure out like what your passions
Yeah,
are. Like
yeah.
what makes you want to kind of get into music? Like what, like just kind of take us into just kind of that vibe and what you are working on and how you got into it.
So, I had always been dabbling in it. I come from, a very musical family. And
Hmm.
so it was always around. Like my grandma had a piano. One of my close friends, like we were trying to make beats in high school and stuff. And, it was just always kind of fun. The first time I had the problem with my health, I was like, damn, I had never had that much free time. And I had never thought about what it is that I wanted to do. What else, that other thing.
Hmm.
I didn't have another thing, so I was trying to figure that out. And to be honest, bro, one day I was watching, like I said, man, what am I gonna do? And I was like watching the Rolling Stones play Cuba. And all due respect, they're old,
Yeah,
but they're up there rocking it on
they're
stage.
jamming.
And I was like, yeah. And I said, damn, not that I want to, be on stage or anything, but like the music, them playing music and doing what they love, that's something you don't have with basketball. You can, but then you got to use more of your mind in the front office space. They're
Yeah,
playing
still.
their music,
Yeah.
so. Okay, it didn't make any sense. I didn't like the idea. I said, man, I don't know. So then I start taking guitar lessons and getting back into it. Um, and yeah, bro. And then I started meeting like some incredible people. I met Rico Love, who we've written songs together. Miguel is a good friend. Usher, good
Yeah.
friend. And then just bouncing ideas and just being able to talk to guys like that. It gave me something else. You're looking for that other thing. You can't fill that void, but you
Yeah.
just can find something else that you're into. And I just start going down the road, bro, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. And,
Now that
here we are.
so when do we get some music? When do we get to hear some music?
I dropped something today.
Oh, you did?
I dropped a single today, man. It's called, so I'm working with a guy named DZ Brown. We've been working for a couple years now.
Hmm.
And I knew, I didn't want to come off like, oh, Chris is just doing music now. And you know what I'm saying? So I was really trying to figure out, okay, how can I break into it? And, I kept seeing like you have to work with somebody right now. You know what I mean? You got to work with that guy.
Hmm.
That's usually like local. So he's an Austin guy, local Austin artist,
Austin
and
has
we start
good music
working.
too. Austin
Yeah,
has
they have
great music.
great music,
Yeah,
huge
big music.
music out here. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean
well, and
before
that.
the COVID thing, it was live all like every
Oh,
day.
yeah. Well, and Chris, that's one thing that I will say. And you've been retired now for a couple of years. Athletes, just in general, we have this apprehension about trying something else. And like even you were
Yeah,
like, well, I didn't want to be like, oh, Chris Bosh is doing music. Well, why the hell not? Chris Bosh
exactly.
can do whatever the hell he wants. Don't let don't let other people be like, oh, he's doing this. It's like, so
For sure,
what? Like,
for
yeah,
sure.
this is his outlet. This is his artistic expression. This is something that, as athletes, our brains are always spinning. So whatever
Yeah,
it is that we can channel that energy, that energy, or slow our brains down so we can get some calm,
for
man.
sure,
Don't,
bro.
yeah, don't let, don't
Well, and
let,
it's funny too because it's just been trained like you doing what? Get back to practice. You know
yeah.
what I
I know, it is. It is hard for us because Iman Shumpert, who I don't quote often, who's my guy, he was like, man, every day growing up, they always told you to have a backup plan. What would you do if you didn't play basketball? Da-da-da-da. But as soon as you make it as a basketball player, they don't want you to do anything else, right? So
Ah, no, no,
it's
no.
such a contradiction. So then all of a sudden you start playing basketball. It's like, oh well, he's not focused on basketball. That's why you can't pay attention to what anybody else says. Where can we hear your new single?
Oh, it's everywhere. iTunes,
Okay.
Spotify, whatever subscription you got, SoundCloud, YouTube,
SoundCloud.
anything. It's everywhere.
Okay. That
Yeah.
how many tracks do you have out right now?
This is the first one.
This
So
first one. Okay.
yeah, I mean, we just kind of got in a place. I didn't know when the best time to do it was. I've been
Mhm.
really sitting on music for a while, and I just didn't know my approach. Just always kind of, but once this matchup came, I was like, man, things just start falling into place correctly.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we've been working around the clock trying to make things happen. So, you know,
Well, congratulations, man. That's a big step. First of all,
appreciate
congratulations on putting yourself out there. That's something that's big, man.
it.
People don't understand, like,
Yeah.
just, all right, here we go. I'm gonna put this out here, and it's like,
Yeah.
that takes a lot of courage, man. People don't understand. A lot of people have these talents and they have these abilities, but they share it with the world because they don't want to put it out there, man. So congratulations, man. That's really an inspiration. I want to
Appreciate
talk a
it.
little more about kind of your career in basketball. We've been playing against each other for years, going back to
Yeah.
your days, my Jersey days. Watching how the game. What? I'm not going to say anything. I'm
Nah,
going to say.
y'all whooped us when we was in the fine man in the playoffs that year. I was so mad. We
I,
all kind of knew it was like, damn, this is the wrong matchup. Not these guys.
No, you know what? We had probably underachieved that year, and you guys had probably because you guys won the division, so we were bad.
Yeah.
We had won the division
Yeah.
3 years in a row, and we had some injuries, and y'all won a division, and we got y'all first round, and so
It was just like,
we got
yeah.
extra motivation. So I'm with you on that. But man, how you seen the game evolved, man? How you seen the game change
Yeah.
and I think you were one of the few big men that kind of would have transcended, this time because you can shoot, you can guard on the perimeter. But like, does it give you any bit of a good for the big men now that you see the Lakers and how big they are
Oh,
out here
yeah.
dominating? Because all this small ball, all these threes, and the team that's favored to win an NBA Finals and up 1-0 has the biggest team we've ever seen out
For
there on the
sure.
floor.
I think, man, I've kind of been feeling that way for a while. And to
Mm-hmm.
see guys like Jokic come along and really just develop his game and starting to figure things out and really pretty much he's going to be a perennial all-star. Seeing AD,
Mm-hmm.
a reemergence of Dwight Howard,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. And then, yeah, the Lakers constructing a team. Call me biased, but I always believe, man, basketball is basketball. If he's 7 feet, and that's with all due respect to the small ball movement, which is just skill, it's just
Yeah.
transfer of skill, which I think now the States is just now catching up to, like, I guess the European style of the game where everybody has to be skilled on the court.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, just to kind of, regardless of that, still to have, hey, man, we've got a pick and roll guy.
Yeah. We got
You
a
know
big.
what I mean? Yeah, we
We
can
don't
just,
just have a big. We got a big. We got we
yeah.
got we got big, and that's what's so crazy is people don't understand. Like you being the game, you understand this is that the Warriors were dominant with their small ball, and they're gonna have their time once everybody's back healthy. So we'll see how they make the
Sure.
adjustments. But I feel like the Lakers are one player away, and if they are able to keep this size that they have right now, people don't realize. You know what's going to happen? All of a sudden teams are going to have to start getting bigs on their squad to go against the Lakers. Like we
For
need
sure.
to go find bigs. So all
For
those
sure.
bigs that are shooting threes is like, nah, you got to get your ass on the block. And you're going to start
Well,
having to guard pick and rolls.
I think one of the things too that's kind of affected it is that, okay, the threes part of the game is great. Hey, big, you can shoot 3 or 4 threes a game. You have that freedom, but it's compromising the strengths of what they do. Okay, if Jokic catches it out 23, 30 feet away from the basket, even AD,
Yeah,
hey, I'm great. If
yeah.
he catches it 15 feet away,
Ooh,
I'm uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable. Yeah,
I don't like where I am. And
yeah,
so, I guess, trying to combine that thinking of spacing with still, have a nice balanced attack, which, the Lakers do a very good job of. But like, and on defense too, I think bigs, you can kind of shoot those threes on offense, and then you'll just kind of stay on the perimeter on defense too, just switching I think, if you're big, get down low, and
yeah.
then, with the way that the Warriors opened everything up, that's Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. It's two of the best
Super
shooters we'll
boys.
ever see. you know?
Those boys will keep people up at night, man. Hey,
Yeah,
look,
man.
I know you got to go, and we're gonna I'll see you on the jump in a little bit. but I got a bunch of quick hitting questions, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you about teammates. All right. You
Okay.
play with a ton of guys. These are don't worry, these are softballs. Who's the most reckless person in the group chat?
Reckless. Describe reckless.
Reckless could be funny, like
Yeah.
silly,
Memes, bunch of
like
anything.
yeah,
Just
memes, whatever, or
I
like
say, I
sending
say,
text
I
at
say Mario Chalmers. He
like
knows why.
Channing sent the text at like 3 in the morning. I'm like, Channing, go to sleep, dude.
Yeah.
Go to sleep. You know.
I would say Mario Chalmers for sure,
Okay. Okay.
and he know
All right.
why.
All right. Who would leave you with the check at dinner?
Nobody did that. You'd be
Okay.
crazy to do that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'd be
Can't do that.
crazy to do that.
Oh, because you call people out. They don't understand. You call them
Oh
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a part of the team, man. You can't win no championship if you lead a check. That's
All right. All right. Who loves to play pranks?
I say Shane Battier, but he'll play him on himself.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know what I mean? He's not that prankster to where it goes too far. He's not one of those guys.
He's not one of those guys. All right.
Yeah.
Who let me see. The teammate you these questions, they're just okay. I'm like going over these questions now. And shout out to my girl Kayla. She normally dials them up, but I feel like we talked to who talked the most trash of any teammate you ever played with. It doesn't have to be to the opponent. I used to talk trash to my own teammates. That was my biggest
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah. Derek Martin.
Derek Martin.
Oh my God.
Toronto, right?
Yeah, I was with him. He was with me for like 3 or 4, about 4 years in Toronto.
Yeah. Do you ever make it up to Toronto, man?
Yeah, well, let me see. The last time I went for a couple games. We went to the Toronto Film Festival a couple years ago. Yeah, I
Oh, that's
still make it. I still make it up there. It's all
a
love.
little Carabana action.
Nah, we didn't get around during Carabana. I haven't been back during Carabana, which, man, I'm so sad they weren't able to do that, this year. But yeah, man, I mean, every now and then something will,
Uh,
it'll be a reason to go up there. I think last time we went up there for the Nelson Mandela celebration.
oh, that's
I think
awesome.
it was 100-year anniversary or something like that for his birthday. So, Masai Ujiri and all those guys, they put on a great event, and it was a great game. It was a good time.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, I'm going to see you a little bit on the jump. I just want to say thank you, man. Everybody go down. What's the name of the track?
I Want It All, featuring
Uh,
DZ Brown. Me and the artist DZ Brown. DZ with a D. As in
Go. Stream it. Spotify, Apple Music,
everywhere.
Pandora, SoundCloud. Go stream it and just let it play. Just let it go and vibe it out, and then leave comments. Shout out, man. Congratulations, man. I'm happy for you, and then I'll see you in a little bit.
All right. Appreciate that,
All right.
brother.
Good to see you, Chris.
Take it easy. Good to see you.